You're listening to the Digest This podcast, and I'm your host, Bethany Cameron. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Digest This podcast. If you haven't noticed, I have a lisp, and a follower actually called me out on it. And they were a little rude, honestly. They were like, "What's up with the lisp?" And they got all defensive. And I'm like, oh, why are you even defensive against the lisp? This isn't even about today's topic, but I thought I would bring it up. So I recently got Invisalign. And sometimes I will take it out when I do voiceovers on my reels on Instagram. Sometimes I'll take it out during an interview, but for the most part, I am wearing Invisalign for the foreseeable future, probably 2 years. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted and updated. Long story short, I did have braces when I was 13 years old, and I didn't wear my retainer, and the rest is history, right? So here we are. So if you are wondering why I'm talking this way, I have Invisalign in. So anyways, let's get to today's topic, which is beta-carotene and synthetic vitamins in general. I'm just honing in on beta-carotene specifically. This is not to say other vitamins are all legit and fine, because most vitamins are synthetic if they are added to things. So I'm going to share how to spot fake synthetic vitamins, specifically beta-carotene, and then also ways to get them naturally in your food and what foods are the highest in beta-carotene. Don't just think carrots, you guys. I'm not a fan of most protein bars. They contain fillers, stevia, and or monk fruit, or weird sweeteners like agave or brown rice syrup, and not to mention hard to digest ingredients such as seeds. And don't even get me started on all the bars that contain inulin, aka prebiotics, claiming it will help your gut, but inulin actually causes gut upsets and bloating. And if you do find a clean protein bar, the protein content is typically under 12 grams, and it's not even a complete protein. Enter Equip Foods' new grass-fed protein bars. This is the first grass-fed beef protein bar that actually tastes like dessert, delivering 20 grams of complete protein, 9 grams of healthy fats, and contains ingredients like colostrum to help support your gut. No whey, milk solids, seed oils, lecithins, fiber syrups, or gluten. These bars are third-party tested for heavy metals, microplastics, glyphosate, and other contaminants commonly found in other protein bars. Equip Foods has 2 different flavors, chocolate and mixed berry, and the icing on the cake is that neither flavors melt. So you can pack them in your kid's lunchbox, your own lunch, toss them in your gym or work bag, and keep some in the car for those emergencies we all are too familiar with when we are stuck in traffic. There's no natural flavors, no stevia or monk fruit, flavored with real wholesome ingredients and sweetened with dates and honey to provide you with the energy, protein, and brain power without the bloat. If you go to equipfoods.com and use my code Little Sipper, you will get a whopping 20% off your entire order. So stock up on their other beef protein powders and collagen too. Again, go to equipfoods.com/Little Sipper or use code Little Sipper, LILSIPPER at checkout to receive 20% off. Our dogs, Sadie and Pepper, are our joy and love, and we will do pretty much anything to make sure they are taken care of. They are literally family, and to any dog owner listening, I'm sure you feel the same way about your pup. So if you want the absolute best for your dog, I highly suggest switching to Ollie if you haven't already. They offer fresh, protein-packed meals made with real human-grade ingredients with 5 tasty recipes, all slow-cooked for top nutrition. Ollie offers tailored meal plans to meet your dog's specific needs with perfectly proportioned meals in mess-free packaging, because no dog is the same breed, age, or has the same activity level or the same allergies. That's what makes Ollie so special. Your dog's well being starts with their food, and that's why Ollie delivers fresh, human grade food that your dog will love. Heck, our dogs look forward to it every meal. If you go to ollie.com/digest, tell them I sent you and tell them all about your dog and use code DIGEST to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box. So if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/digest and enter code DIGEST to get 60% off your first box. The vast majority of multivitamin and nutritional supplements are filled with synthetic or isolated fragments of vitamins, and this is certainly true for beta-carotene, which is the precursor for vitamin A. What most people don't know are the dangers that come with ingesting synthetic beta-carotene. Natural beta-carotene is one of the many brightly colored pigments found in fresh fruits and vegetables. This carotenoid serves as a precursor to vitamin A, as I previously mentioned, and vitamin A or A vitamins are essential for vision, skin health, immune function, and gene expression. But because beta carotene converts to vitamin A in the body as needed, it offers all the benefits of vitamin A without any of the toxicity of vitamin A sourced from high dose supplements or even cod liver oil. Now, if you're a little bit confused, stick with me here. So, studies on dietary intake of beta carotene from fruits and vegetables show that natural beta carotene offers real long-term protective health benefits. It can even lower the risk of Alzheimer's. There was a study in JAMA published in 2002, and this study indicated that the dietary intake of beta-carotene was associated with a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease, in particularly among smokers. Now, it can also lower the risk of breast cancer. In the Journal of the National Cancer Institute, a 2012 extensive analysis showed high dietary intake of carotenoids, including beta-carotene, was as strongly associated with a lower risk of breast cancer, particularly estrogen receptor negative breast cancer. These health benefits can be attributed to the use of whole foods, where beta-carotene is one of many carotenoids in the plant, with all of its necessary cofactors delivering complete nutrition. Now, let's talk about synthetic beta-carotene and how it's been linked to cancer, right? It's crazy because the natural beta-carotene can help cancer. Now, synthetic beta-carotene has been linked to cause cancer. Now, there was a very popular study, which was a double-blinded placebo-controlled study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and it gave over 29,000 male smokers beta-carotene and vitamin E to evaluate the cancer protective benefits of the vitamins. Surprisingly, the study authors discovered a higher incidence of lung cancer in those receiving supplementation of synthetic beta-carotene, and total mortality was higher among those who received beta-carotene compared to those who did not receive the synthetic supplement. Let's talk about colostrum for a second. It's everywhere. I mean, everyone is talking about it, and let's face it, everyone is promoting it, and it can be quite confusing which brand is truly the best because not all colostrum is created equal with good farm practice morals. I first started taking Armor colostrum about 4 years ago, before anyone knew about them and before any other company jumped on the bandwagon. Sadly, when something becomes a hot topic, many other brands quickly bust out the same thing but with less quality and sell it at a cheap price just to be a part of the trend. So you end up getting a lesser product and little to no results. Don't be fooled by others. Armra colostrum uses a cold chain biopotent technology that distills over 200 functional nutrients, guaranteeing the highest bioactive integrity and bioavailability. Another great thing about Armra is that they only extract and use the surplus colostrum from USA grass-fed, pasture-raised happy cows that are no longer needing it to supply their young. So you know you're not taking it away from animals that need it. Only the surplus colostrum is used. Armra has 3 flavors: orange, watermelon, and unflavored, which is my personal favorite. It has no flavorings and just one single ingredient. It tastes like creamy milk, yet it's suitable for those with dairy sensitivities because it contains no casein, which is the protein most people with a dairy allergy react to. And Armra has many dairy sensitive customers. And we worked out a special offer for my audience. You can receive 30% off your first subscription order. Just go to armra.com/digest or enter code digest at checkout to get 30% off your first subscription order. That's armra.com/digest. You guys hear me talk about Fatty 15 all the time on my Instagram because it has 3 times the healthy aging cell benefits of omega-3 fish oils, among other amazing benefits. But more studies are coming out that the C15 fatty acid found in Fatty 15 also has multiple anti-cancer activities by affecting cellular processes like inflammation, proliferation, and cell signaling. Guys, this is huge. If you haven't yet been convinced that Fatty 15 is amazing for your health for its anti-inflammatory properties and anti-aging benefits, the studies and evidence that it has anti-cancer properties should. Fatty 15 is also proven to resist oxidation factors, unlike most fish oil supplements on the market today, which are already rancid by the time they reach the grocery store shelves. Fatty 15 never oxidizes and it's vegan. I take 1 small capsule in the morning and I even got my husband on it. But don't worry, if you can't swallow pills, you can also open up the capsule and sprinkle it on food. So whether you're vegan, don't like the taste of fish oil, or don't want to ingest rancid oils that are commonly found in fish oil supplements, try Fatty 15 to help support and restore your long-term health. And who would I be without offering a discount to the Digest This community? Fatty 15 has graciously given me the ability to offer you 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit. Just go to fatty15.com/digest and use code DIGEST, and you can cancel anytime. That's FATTY, the number 15.com/digest, or use code DIGEST at checkout. Now, I want to get into how synthetic beta-carotene is made because I think that's very important. But before we get into that, can you guys do me a huge favor and give this podcast a 5-star rating and review? It really helps the show so much, and it's a free way to support. It costs you nothing and just 3 seconds of your time. Without you, the show would not be possible to be on air, and every single rating and review truly helps and means so much to me. So thank you so much for doing that. All right, here's a question. Is it any surprise that people taking synthetic beta-carotene have a negative health outcome when the ingredients used to make it include petrochemicals and harsh solvents? Well, when you imagine beta-carotene, your mind may wander to the image of vegetables such as carrots, sweet potatoes, squash, and pumpkin. But that is not where synthetic beta-carotene comes from. Instead, the reality is synthetic beta-carotene is manufactured from benzene extracted from acetylene gas. Acetylene gas, okay? I don't know if you've heard that before, but not really good. If you don't know what benzene is, it's a natural constitute of crude oil and is one of the most basic petrochemicals. Not only do these substances have no nutritional value, benzene is considered to be a carcinogen. So how do you know if your vitamin A is synthetic or not? Well, unfortunately, most supplements don't tell you if the vitamins listed are synthetic because they are not legally required to do so. Labeling laws allow companies to call a chemical isolate by the same name as the complete nutrition found in whole food, even though they function entirely differently in the body. But there are ways you can tell. For vitamin A specifically, if your supplement label says vitamin A palmitate, retinol acetate, or vitamin A acetate, they're all synthetic. For beta-carotene, unless the whole food source is listed, consider it synthetic.
You're in a busy season of your life, but you really want to stay connected in your marriage. I'm Adam King.
And I'm Carissa King, and we're a coach therapist team and hosts of the podcast Dear Young Married Couple.
We've worked with busy couples just like you for over a decade. So on our podcast, we take you inside the counseling experience.
Whether it's mental health, communication, or even healing from a breach in trust, we bring you tools that you can implement right away.
Just search for Dear Young Married Couple wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Everyone is talking about the matcha lattes at those big chain coffee shops and how it's the best thing ever. But when I look at the ingredients in the matcha powder, the first ingredient is sugar, followed by a laundry list of other ingredients, and somewhere way down the ingredient list is sprinkled matcha powder. Coffee shops aren't the only ones serving up sugary green matcha. Even matcha latte powder you can buy at the store or online are filled with just that, fillers, not to mention sugar, and if not sugar, stevia, monk fruit, or some other weird 0-calorie sweetener that makes the drink taste like a science experiment and your body feel bloated, wired, and tired all at the same time. Enter Peak's Sun Goddess Matcha, an organic ceremonial superfood blend that redefines your daily ritual. Crafted from the purest tea leaves, it provides a smooth, sustained energy for a calm mind and a radiant glow. This ceremonial grade matcha is 100% organic and grown in a pristine valley, ensuring you get the cleanest, purest cup every time. And since Peak Tea triple toxin screens their matcha, you can be assured it's free from mold, mycotoxins, glyphosate, pesticides, and any other harmful chemicals commonly found in your typical matcha green tea powder. And because their matcha is ceremonial grade, aka the top, most freshest, greenest, and brightest grade out there, it's packed with powerful antioxidants that work to firm and brighten your skin, giving you a healthy, natural glow. It really does help rejuvenate you from the inside out. I personally noticed a difference in my skin when I switched my cup of joe to matcha last month because I was experiencing a pretty intense breakout that I normally don't experience during my cycle. And this matcha never inflamed my skin or caused irritation to the issue, only supported the healing and clearing process. So give the gift of glowing health this holiday season, not just to your loved ones, but to yourself. Unlock 20% off for life for yourself and everyone on your list. Get started at peaklife.com/digest. That's PIQUE life.com/digest. peaklife.com/digest. Now, the reason companies use synthetic vitamins is because the ingredients to make it are cheap, just flat out. And because they think that they can get away with making consumers think synthetic and food-based supplements are the same, then they're going to do it, right? But they're not the same. As numerous studies show, natural beta-carotene is associated with a lower risk of cancer, while synthetic beta-carotene is associated with a higher risk of cancer. Guys, our body knows the difference and it's not fooled. When looking for supplements, look for ones sourced from whole foods where vitamins and minerals are in their natural form with all cofactors and enzymes intact so they can deliver the full power of nourishment to protect your cellular health. But I also want to note, synthetic vitamin A isn't just in supplements. Food manufacturers are adding it to foods you probably already buy and consume daily. If you see the term, quote, fortified on the package, that's a red flag. The word fortified means the food items didn't naturally have X or Y to begin with. So manufacturers fortify, quote, air quote, fortify. They fortify it by adding synthetic versions back into it. Many cereals are fortified, as well as milk, dairy and non-dairy, yogurt, protein powders, protein bars, breads, baking flour, etc. You really have to look at the ingredients. Now, I wouldn't leave you hanging without giving you some natural options to get vitamin A. So here are the top foods containing vitamin A that are bioavailable. Egg yolks, beef liver, grass-fed beef, sweet potato, winter squash, such as pumpkin, butternut, kabocha, which is my personal favorite, red curry, another one of my favorites, and delicata squash, red bell pepper, spinach, broccoli, fish, and yes, of course, carrots. But just be sure you eat these foods with a healthy fat, because vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means it needs fat to be absorbed in the body and be bioavailable. If you are eating beef or egg yolks, that already has naturally occurring fat, so there's no need to worry there. But if it's a fat-free food, such as pumpkin, spinach, broccoli, etc., then just be sure to consume them with a healthy fat, such as avocado, olive oil, or even grass-fed butter. Now, there is a supplement brand out there I found that sources from Whole Foods. It's the brand Peak Performance, no affiliation. I did find them though online, and they source organic carrot juice powder, and they put that in their capsules. I'll put a link to the exact one I have, because I do have it here at my house. I'll link that in today's show notes so that you can just go to today's show notes and find it with one easy tap if you are still looking for a supplement that uses whole foods. Other than that, I have not found any others. Maybe they're out there, I just have not found them, and I've looked pretty hard. So I hope you enjoyed today's bite of knowledge. I know it was short, quick, but it was definitely spicy. And I just want to thank you again for listening. I hope these bites of knowledges are insightful, empowering, and that you are educated, and you're a little bit more educated than, the person down the street. I love sharing what's happening in the supplement and food industry when it comes to synthetic vitamins and how to spot the fake ones. So remember, I never want to fearmonger, but I want to educate you on the truth so that you can make the best informed decision for you and your family. How can you make informed decisions without being informed? Thanks for listening to this episode of Digest This. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review in your podcast app to let us know. If you're ever wondering how you can support me and this podcast, sharing it with your friends and family is the best way. This is a Wellness Loud production produced by Drake Peterson and edited by Mike Fry. To check out more shows by my team, go to wellnessloud.com, and to email the show, message us at digestthispod@gmail.com. See you next time. The content of this show is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for individual medical and mental health advice and does not constitute a provider-patient relationship. As always, talk to your doctor or health team first.
Are you looking to reclaim your health? Tune into the Real Foodology podcast, hosted by me, Courtney Swan, integrative nutritionist and real food activist. I am on a mission to transform our food system by challenging the corrupt practices that undermine our health and replace them with choices that genuinely support our well-being. Listen to Real Foodology podcast on your favorite podcast app. New episodes every Tuesday.